if we leave America for a little bit and we go over to the Middle East, specifically to the Eastern Mediterranean, there was a boat, a aid boat, a boat filled with aid for the Palestinians, loaded with tons of aid. Actually, a pretty small boat with very little aid. Most of that aid, I think, was consumed by the people on the boat because they had to eat. This boat was heading towards Gaza to bring it aid to break the the Israeli blockade of Gaza. On that boat was the great moral crusader of our time, who has made herself the great moral crusader since she was, I don't know, 15 or something like that. She is now no longer 15. She's now, I think, in her 20s, although she still looks very, very young. Greta Thunberg was on this boat, and this boat was stopped yesterday by the Israeli Navy. They actually deployed a SEALs, a SEALs team, the premier special forces group, in order to board the boat. The SEALs team brought Greta and her companions sandwiches and drinks as they attached the boat to an Israeli Navy boat and pulled her towards a port in Israel. Greta has put out a video declaring and telling the world that she has now been kidnapped and is being held hostage by by Israeli commandos. That they please, do everything you can to free Greta. I mean, Greta, eating her sandwich, is now a victim of kidnapping. I mean, there's something in me, and it's small because I'm not that cruel, that wishes she'd made it to Gaza, and that Israel would have allowed her to meet up with Hamas and spend a little time there and get to know the Hamas. They would have loved her. They would have really liked Greta. They could have talked about gay rights or about climate change. They would have been very enthusiastic, I'm sure, about the fact that the world is going to end. I don't know why does Greta care about Palestinians if the world's going to end anyway, like in 3 months? Is the 5 years up yet? Are we there yet? Have we? Is it all over yet? Anyway, it should be any day now, according to Greta. Anyway, Greta is calling on her comrades all over the world to come and support her and to put pressure on the Israeli government, on the Swedish government, I guess, to release Greta and the others as soon as possible. Israel has said from the beginning that their plan was to take them to ports in Israel and put them on a plane and send them home. Poor Greta is being held hostage. And it's going to take Swedish government pressure on Israel to have her released. Really? Who does she think she is kidding? I mean, the world is kind of it's a circus out there. It's a circus. Left, right. It's a circus that everybody is dancing to. What a place. They're going to send her on a plane. I mean, she might be complaining because the plane is a gas-guzzling machine. I hope they put her in the back of the plane and coach in the middle seat. But, I mean, she would be horrified. They really should give her a dinghy with a little kayak maybe, and have her try to row to Cyprus or something. But, I mean, I think the yacht she was traveling on had a diesel engine, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it was a sailboat. So, I mean, I don't know what... Greta's obviously not concerned about global climate change anymore. Interesting. Maybe she discovered she was wrong. Maybe that happened. Hard to believe. All right, on a more serious note, it's always important to remember that there's still fighting going on in Gaza, and Israeli soldiers are still dying in Gaza. I think it's horrific that Israeli soldiers are still dying in Gaza, but it's happening. Indeed, on Friday, 4 soldiers were killed, 5 were injured. when they entered a building in southern Gaza that had been rigged with explosives. The building collapsed on them. They were clearing a Hamas compound, and the bomb detonated, or the whatever detonated, explosive detonated, and they were all killed. These are all young kids. If you look at the pictures, in their 20s. I think one of them was 33. It's just horrific. I mean, I don't understand why Israel doesn't just flatten these buildings. Why does it actually send troops in? Maybe we're looking for a tunnel entrance. I don't know. But you think they just flatten them. Now, maybe it's rules of engagement. But given how many of these buildings are booby-trapped, given how many soldiers Israel has lost to booby traps, basically, to soldiers going into clear buildings that turn out to be booby-trapped to the extent that the soldiers miss when they enter, they should just flatten every building they're suspicious of, every single one of them. You just turn them into dust. And, much of Gaza is that way. You just keep doing it. This is sad and depressing. This war should have been over a long time ago. Israel should have been in full control of Gaza a long time ago. They should be fully occupying Gaza by now. Also, all the shootings that we keep hearing about of Gazan civilians on the way to getting aid, all of that should not exist because if Israel basically controlled the territory, it wouldn't exist. All of that is a consequence of the fact that Israel doesn't control it, and Hamas is still able to function in vast portions of the Gaza Strip and is doing everything that they can to prevent Gazans from getting aid, from Israel and this nonprofit that's being set up to provide the aid to them.